So, something crazy happened last night.
So, if you watched our recent video when we were making mac and cheese, it's like when it all like went downhill, So
Like, the video stopped. We didn't have enough time to finish the video, so we just inserted a picture because we were terrified.
Yeah. So, what happened basically was we made the mac and cheese and we forgot about the video, and then while we were eating, we noticed it was like 9/11, and like we always see that time, like it's 911, and so we're like, oh my gosh, something crazy is gonna happen, and then like, but we didn't pay much attention to it, and a couple minutes later, we saw this flashlight
outside the front
window.
And it
from
kept
the road
flashing on and off, and so every single time it would flash on, it would be like closer. And it came to a point where it was like right next to her window.
It was like right next to the window. It was like coming closer, and so we like started freaking out, and we were like, let's just turn off all the lights and lock the doors real fast. So we ran and locked the doors, and then we turned off all the lights, and we booked it to my parents' room. And
And her parents were gone at this time, and her brother was up north with some friends, so we were home alone.
Yeah, so
while
my parents
happening.
went up to for my dad's work. They went up to wherever he was going, And my little brother had this scout camp thingy, so he was gone, and my older brother went to go help my sister move into her new house, and then he went and hung out with some friends, and so we were just here all by ourselves. And earlier, before that, we were downstairs watching those
sleepover horror stories,
and we were like, this is kind of dumb, and so we like turned it off, and then we were like, we're hungry, so we went and go and make mac and cheese, And then then the flashlight thing happened, so we were in our parents' room with the doors locked and everything. And we texted my parents about it, and then we started hearing sounds.
Like walking outside.
Yeah.
And like tapping on the windows and stuff.
Yeah. And then we like really started to freak out, but my parents' door was locked, and so we thought we would be okay. But then when I was texting my dad, he was like, okay, just go turn on all the lights and the
like
porch
check
light.
To see if anyone's
still there. And we were like, are you crazy? Because that would be like really scary, because like what if they like see us? What if there's actually like a murder or something? Because we were freaking out. And my dad was like, he's like, stop being babies, there's probably nothing out there, stop over exaggerating stuff. And so we like went out there, and we turned on all the lights and the porch light. And when we went to go turn on the porch light, we saw something run across the street. So we like really, really got scared. And then we were sitting there, and we were like waiting, because then my dad was like, I'll call the police to come check it out. And so we were just waiting for the police to come. But then we found out there was this other accident that happened,
and like 3 people were killed, so the police was up there like investigating.
Yeah, and so he called a really close friend to come over and check it out, and it took him a while to get here, but he said he couldn't find anything. But like in the meantime, before he got here to my house, we
were hearing like birds, but it wasn't birds, it was like a human like trying to make bird noises.
It like sounded like a really high squeal. Like, to me it sounded like a cat like died or something, but I don't really know. And so also we were like sitting on the couch in the living room, away from the doors, because we got super scared. And I started hearing noises, and I was like I heard like deep breathing behind the other couch, and I was like freaking out. And so I told Maddie about it, and she's like, it's just your cat. And I was like, no, but I'm hearing it from over there. And the cat was like sitting way over there, and I was like, it's not the cat. And she was like, it's probably just the cat, it's probably fine. And I'm like, it's like high breathing. And so I got super scared, and then I like tried to look for it, like to see what it was, and nothing was there. And then I was going through my camera, well, because, like, earlier we were talking to a couple of our guy friends, and, I was checking my, like, photos that I took, because, like, at first we thought it was just some joke or something, and I took a picture of Maddie of her, like, looking scared, and
pretending to be scared.
Yeah, pretending to be scared.
Our friends.
Yeah, and then
as like a joke.
And in the background,
we see a person's face. Here, turn the brightness all the way up. Didn't you take a screenshot though?
Oh yeah, I took a screenshot. We circled it.
And
yeah, and it was exactly where I was hearing the breathing.
And so it really freaked us out.
What if they can't really see it very well? Should I, like, try to...
But I think it can see it well.
Oh, shoot, never mind.
Can you see that face?
If you can see that. Yeah.
That's terrifying. And the blinds in her window were shut, so there was no way that the person could have been outside looking in. They were obviously, like, inside the house.
Yeah, and you can see it's, like, someone standing there or something.
And so
when I
really
saw that,
freaky.
when I noticed that, I, like, showed Maddie, and we were freaking out, like...
Because, like, someone was inside her house.
We thought someone was inside her house, and we thought we heard, like when we were downstairs, we thought we heard walking upstairs, and we thought it was just my brother coming home early, but it really wasn't, because we went and checked, but there was nothing there. And then we just kept hearing walking around and, like, creaking noises and stuff, and so yeah, but then
my neighbor came over,
and
we saw, like, something, like, run across the street, like it was like a shadow, and so that's when we think it, like, left or something, like...
Yeah, that's when we thought it left, because
after that we didn't hear, like, anything else. We were kind of just, like...
Well, we were actually, like... Well, no, we didn't really hear anything else, but, yeah, I was talking to my dad about it. I can't really remember the conversation, but, after he left, he said that, he's like, just be safe, and when's your brother gonna get home? I was like hour or two, and he's like, okay. So, should I just, like, read through the conversation?
Sure.
Okay, sorry, this might be a long video. It's like, Dad, someone's outside the window, someone's out, and he, like, wouldn't read it, and so I was like, someone's outside the window, what should we do? There's also a flashlight coming closer and closer, and he's like, is the person gone? And I was like, we can't see anyone. He's like, I'm calling Keith, the sheriff next door, to come take a look, okay? Answer the door if he knocks. I was like, okay. He's like, did you turn on the porch lights? I was like, yes. He's like, okay, don't be scared. I was like, okay, is he coming? Now we're hearing noises outside. He's like, our next door neighbor is coming out, and I was like, Bud? And he's like, the old guy next door, and I was like, why him? Because he didn't really know what to do with those kind of things, and I was like, okay, and he's like, you okay now? And I was like, he's not here, someone's walking outside, but we can't see anyone, and he's like, that's Bud, and I was like, he's not here. I was like, he's like, give him a little time, you should go outside and check things out yourselves, Bud is out there, and I was like, he just barely pulled up in a car. That was like 10 minutes after, like, no, that was not, that was like a couple minutes after. But it was not him, because Bud, like, we thought that he was pulling in, but instead it was, like, a different car. And see, like, he's like, okay, go outside and talk to him. I was like, okay. He's like, tell him Landon will be home in a bit to keep you safe. I was like, okay, Landon, said he's gone, said he's not gonna be home till late tonight. He's like, I'll see if I can come home sooner. Okay, and I was like, but it's taking forever to come out, because, like, we were seriously, like, waiting there for, like, 20 minutes for him to just, like, get out of the car. And he's like, don't lock the door, Lana will be home around 12, okay? I was like, Bud is gone, nobody came. The person that was in the car went all the way down the street, and he's like, what car was it? I was like, wait, I see him. That was, like, a couple of minutes after. He's like, okay, go outside and talk to him. I was like, he looked around and couldn't find anything, but he said the sheriff was helping with an accident and will come soon, over here soon, I think. I was like, okay, tell him thanks. Are you scared? And I was like, we did. And I was like, not very much anymore. It's like, if the sheriff knocks on the door, tell him what you saw and that your neighbor came over and checked around outside for you and you're good now. You can tell him your 21-year-old brother will come home too. Okay, and I was like, okay, we will. He's like, now we're really scared. And he's like, why? And we saw the picture, and I sent him the picture, of Maddie. And he's like, what circle? And I was like, zoom in, it looks like a face. And he's like, there's nothing out there. Run outside and take a look. And I was like, no way. He's like, now you need to run out there to prove to yourself there's nothing out there. Get a grip. They were actually getting kind of mad at me. And I was like, we're not doing that. And he's like, Kristen, there's nothing out there. Go look. And I was like, we're too scared. He's like, Bud was just out there. Yeah, like 20 minutes ago. And he said the neighbors are camping in the fields. Stop flipping out. And I was like, why would they come to our porch then, hon? There was literally someone standing right there. Even asked Maddie. And he's like, go outside and tell him to beat it. I was like, easy for you to say. If I die, I'm blaming you guys. Because I was actually going to go out there, but I got too scared, so I didn't, obviously. But he's like, now you have Landon coming home early. He's not happy. And I was like, thanks. And he was like, just go to our room and watch a movie until he gets home. I was like, now I feel horrible because I thought Landon did not like me at all because of it. He's like, let me know when he gets home. And he's like, are you okay now? And I was like, we should be fine. The doors are locked and we're in your room. Landon can stay with his friends if he wants. And it's like, he'll be home before 12, so be watching. And I was like, okay. And he said, thanks. Same with Landon. I was texting Landon. I was like, are you home? Hello? Because, like, we thought we heard something. But he didn't respond. And I was like, I told him, I was like, come home now. And he's like, why? What's wrong? He said someone's outside the window. No one is. If there is, then be brave and ask why they are there. I was like, seriously? What if it's a murder or something? He was like, is there still someone there? Lock the doors. I was like, we did. We'll go out, check 1 second. And he's like, where outside? I was like, they were outside the window on the front porch. We can't see them anymore. It's like, okay, we'll lock the doors except for the one in the laundry room because that's the one I'm going to go through. I was like, Dad, call the sheriff. He's coming over, I think. He's like, well, Kristen, if they aren't there anymore, then it's fine. He's like, are you seeing the guy again? And I was like, no, but we're hearing sounds again from outside. He's like, are you really scared? And I was like, yes, but we'll be fine. Just hang out with your friends. We'll be okay. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, he's like, are you sure? I'll go home if you really need. And I was like, we should be fine. The doors are locked and we're in Mom and Dad's room. He's like, okay, are you hearing anything still? I was like, no. And I was like, when will you be home though? And he's like, around 12. I said, okay, but yeah. And then we started hearing noises outside the window again, and
then we fell asleep, but we locked this door right here.
Yes.
And when Kristen woke up in the morning, the door was
like
not locked, and it was like a little bit cracked.
Landon came home and he was like, open up the door, and we were kind of scared because we didn't know who it was, and he was like, I'm here, open up the door. And I was like, I thought you were gonna go through the laundry room. And he's like, what did he say? He's like, I didn't want to open up the garage door, and so he's like, yeah. And so I opened up the door, and then we locked all the doors and turned off the lights, and then he went to his bed. Oh, he went into the kitchen and made some food, and we came in my parents' room because like this was the only safe place I felt like being in. And we shut their door and locked it, and then we turned on a movie, but then we both fell asleep. And when I woke up, we were like, we got hungry. This is like this morning. This was only like an hour ago. And while I was going over to the door, I was like, that door was locked, and it wasn't locked anymore. Because I remember locking it because I did not trust anyone. And the door was unlocked, like the little, what is it called?
Like the lock had been turned.
Lock thingy was turned. And so then we started getting scared because we were like, what if someone like walked in here? Because we're both like really big deep sleepers. Like,
so we wouldn't have heard
like
anything.
we wouldn't have heard anything. Yeah, and then a couple minutes ago we went out and checked the outside.
Like the outside of the house, just like, and there was no sign that anyone was there.
Yeah.
And in the window where that person's face was, there's like a window well,
like
and
shut.
like,
but there was like,
so there wasn't
a
any
bin,
way that they could have gone to the window.
But also my dog was like we heard barking outside, and we went to go check what it was. So we turned on the porch light outside in the backyard, and my dog was sleeping, and I was like,
and it
was
wouldn't
barking.
have been any like other dogs.
I have no other dogs around us. It's just my dog, and he was like literally sleeping, and we both heard the knock, like the bark, and so yeah, and so then we heard barking again, and we went to go check it, and then my dog was actually awake, but we couldn't find him, and then we found him over in like the side area, and he was looking at the fence, because like there's a fence that covers everything, but like you can kind of see because there's like a crack, and he was like looking at it, and he was barking, and at first I thought it was just, like, him barking at Bud or something, because he lives right next door. But, he was, like, barking at the fence towards that way. And that's...
Which is where we saw the person.
Which is where we saw the person. And so, then we really started to get scared. I don't know. But...
that was our story.
That's our story. So, yeah. Just life lesson. Probably don't watch, sleepover horror stories before
you
go upstairs, because
we were very
probably not a good
paranoid.
idea.
But yeah, make sure to
like and subscribe.